Welcome to the video, let's get into it. Black Hill Challenge, we'll get into the nutrition, I'll go Strava data. This is a podium presentation, so most people have gone home by then. There's only about 70 starters today. So the low carb reality is really kicking in, and a lot of people are really not running anymore like used to. But you still got your die-hard runners, such as these people in this video who are still out there carving up, getting it done. That's the first female. So you see people really skinny, like when they wear normal clothing. You saw that winner there in the red jacket, just really, really skinny. This guy here, we all look, we're all very, very skinny in real life if you compare us to average sort of citizens. But yeah, it's very small numbers today. It's only about 70 starters. This race I did 10 years ago, it used to have such a big field. But the carb phobia, this girl here, she got I think second, so quite small, petite. And so I'm about to get up on the podium, grab my little medal and free pair of socks, and so you can sort of see me here. Pretty skinny, not as skinny as I have been. Probably carrying a bit too much weight as a runner, but I've only ran like 60 something K this year. So and plus anabolics. Got some oranges. They're not too bad actually. Just gonna sit here and smash as many as I can. All right, so it's on a Black Hill Challenge. Got third place. I got a second and a third before. I've never actually won this event, but maybe one day. But this year I've run about 64K. Still, my back's a bit injured, and I could definitely feel it in the run. I had to, walk a lot of the climbs, and but yeah, it was definitely good to be back out. It's quite cold. My lips blue. You cold, matey?
Yeah, I've got a top on now, but it was very cold out there. Yeah.
This race is very warm, and today it was quite cool. Did you get wet out there? It was raining a bit, wasn't it?
Yeah, I got a little bit wet, but quite windy too in spots.
It's beautiful, though, wasn't it? The air quality was amazing.
Absolutely beautiful.
I feel like I've missed their lungs now, and so I go home now, have rest, had the waters and the sugars, and you did a good time as well, mate. You PR'd?
Yeah, I got a PR under 1 hour 30, so I'm absolutely stoked. We've had perhaps about 2 minutes faster than last year, so and probably 4 or 5 minutes behind you. So
you weren't too far back. You were pretty close, right?
So I was absolutely stoked with my effort today.
Very good.
Look forward to finding out where I placed, but probably in the top 10 at least. So
easily, man.
Nah, it was great, and well done on your effort.
Cheers, man. We'll go suss on Strava now and have a look at the data.
Absolutely.
Thanks. All right. Little trophy you get. So that's the. Where's my other trophies?
Yeah.
Grab them for us, sweetheart. Yeah. So won some socks and some fruit. We've got bananas, man. This is what we're talking about. These are ripen up in about 3 weeks, I reckon. And this is what a $50 note looks like. Australian currency. It's quite pretty. $50, mate. Okay. Got a watch here as I used today. I got this Garmin for $50 off Facey. Still going strong. We'll upload Strava. And I've had heaps of water. Had like a litre of water. I've smashed about, probably 12 oranges. And I'm going to go have a shower and I'm going to lay down, put an eye mask on and recover. These are some old ones. Second place back in 2014. And this one is 2013, third place. So it's been a while since I've been on the podium, about 7 years. So we're back on it. It's next year. Let's see if I can win next year, if I can heal up my back and recover from my back injury. Let's see if we can still a lot of back pain from that coward assault in January. So we'll see if we can get fully recovered on the mend and take it out next year. Maybe we'll have some competition for the win next year. Gloves today just for, it was actually sort of nippy. It's about 7 degrees Celsius. So I ran in gloves just in case you have a tumble. You got some bit of protection there. That was just good. Keep the hands a little bit warmer. So the gloves were great. Just confidence on the downhills. If you're going to come a cropper, you can put your hands out without worrying about road rash, gravel rash. These are the shoes I use. The old Ultra Olympus. I've had these since 2014. Ran a 2:48 marathon in them, and they're going strong, mate. Look at this grip. These are 6 years old, and they've still got heaps of tread life left. Obviously, they don't run that much, but these are 6 years old. Cushioning's still really good. These are, I think, one of the best shoes Ultra ever made. I would dare say these are better. These are better than the new ones. What are you wearing? What are you wearing on little paws, Boo? Just like, no, get away from me. So yeah, these are fantastic shoe. Ultra Olympus Generation 1. If you can get a pair of these, they feel like the next percent. A lot heavier. but they don't have a carbon plate in there. A little pussycat. Yeah, which is nice, wide toe box. And the cushioning was really good for the downhills. Good for my back and stuff. And a wide toe box, so you had a really good traction. Felt very, very stable. Even though they're very high, you felt very stable on there as well. When the cats are sniffing the trail on the scent. Drugs, what drugs we used today? We used, this is a steroid asthma. This has definitely helped a lot for little cat allergies. You know, I actually ran with this in my hand. This is salbutamol, so it is a banned drug. It is doping. It's definitely doping. I wouldn't be able to run that fast today without this. So this is definitely a performance-enhancing drug. There's no doubt about that. Also, I did have a little bit of caffeine.
How many pumps is it?
How many pumps is what?
How many pumps of it did you have?
I don't know, a lot.
Are you pumping it the whole way?
No, it was good. It definitely was. I didn't have any asthma issues
She
there.
loves that glove.
She does love the glove.
I think she might do this in Black Hill.
Here come a little. Oh, there she has a little paw on it.
She'd probably settle in well there.
Yeah. So that was that was the doping products today. I also had a little bit of caffeine this morning, probably about 50 milligrams. So that gets me buzzing, which is good in the cold weather. If it was hot, I wouldn't have used caffeine, but it was quite cold, so the caffeine just helps for me, it helped with a bit of blood flow and a bit of pain. I also had a couple of painkillers as well for my back, but they're still pretty painful. There you go. That's what we're doing. Performance enhancing drugs. This stuff. I started doping when I was 8 in school using this stuff. This is one of the most powerful drugs you can use if you're a swimmer, a runner, or a cyclist. This opens up your airways and you can get more oxygen. So yeah, definitely doping. All right, here's the data. This is the winner. The data is Strava. We compared it to. He's averaged 54k, up over 6.8. His running times, I'm a little bit faster on a 5k. He's still pretty decent. I'm a bit faster on the 10k and half marathon. And we see this year's mileage, he's done a whopping 2,500 kilometres, and I've done 56 kilometres, including today's race. So that's 4 hours versus 195. So that's the difference there. And that's why I got third, and he got first. Just more training, better condition. So this is today. It's a 16k loop. It is the hardest 10-mile race in the world that I know of. It is brutal, and that's why the elite runners don't generally turn out, because it's just too hard. There's a high chance of injury. It's just, there's no real prize money, so that it doesn't attract the elite crowd. But it is brutal. It is brutal. Hence why you only had like 70 people turn up. Now with the low carb stuff going on. So you can see the profile here. Look at that. It's just like goes up straight away. There's no, literally, the only flat bit is just the oval that you run in and out of, and the rest you're going up or you're going down. It is just, either your legs are getting trunched or your heart rate is just right up there. So it's just fantastic. It's just a beautiful course. Saw heaps of kangaroos today. So about 5 or so kangaroos. Just a beautiful, the air quality was fantastic. Bit of rain, and my lungs feel so much better now. Just cough up a lot of cat fur. So my cadence is 163, so a little bit low. I really was struggling massively today with back injury, etc. You see my PRs back in the day. I'm second on this climb here, and I'm about so that's 9:49 today. I did like what do I do? 12:05. So almost 2 minutes there, 2.5 minutes slower today than my PR back in 2013 when I was full natty bra, a lot lighter, but not just lighter really, just much better condition. Much better condition. Running like I think I ran about 1,000 kilometers in 2013. So, so I'm definitely far off my PRs there. And this is another good segment. This is called the Hell time trial of pain. It's 2 kilometer time trial at 9%. This is in the course. So this is a good little gauge to see where you're at in terms of, it's comparative over the years. And because I've always done it in the race, it just gives you so that's what I love about Strava. You can track your fitness really well. Same course, same given circumstances, things like that, same variables. But just going to have different times based on cardio output. So my cardio output today, we had 17:13, and my PR is 14:02. So huge differences there. So you can see I'm really out of shape at the moment. Yeah, I'm still, Tour de France lean, sort of things. But yeah, it's very, very interesting. It's very, very interesting how the physiology changes and stuff like that. with lack of training, but still, that's just around there. The hormones turn away, and interesting stuff. Anyway, that's the video. Carbon up, and that's what I love. Just have literally, I run 60 kilometers in the last 10 months, and I turn up to the hardest 10-mile race in the world that I know of. It's so hard that other people just don't want to do it, and I get third. Overall, not age group or like overall, out of all the men and women who turned up, out of all the people in South Australia, population, I think 1.5 million people, I get third. Because people was like, I don't know, people know about this race. It's very, very well known, but it's just so hard. It's just so hard, and it's only 10 miles, so it's local as well. Like, you didn't have to travel far to this race. It's only $40 to enter Aussie, and it goes to the Royal Flying Doctor Service. So it's a fantastic race that deserves much more attendance, and people do know about it. But it's just so tough. It's just so tough. It's definitely a tough person race. Hopefully next year you can come out, race me, and I'll be in better shape. Hopefully. There you go. That's the recap for the race. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Chilling here on the hard rubbish couch. This jacket's been so good this year. First winter in 18 years. This winter apparel's went really well. That's the Black Hill Challenge. Incredible race. Dinner last night. I was talking about nutrition. Last night I had cornflakes with sugar, a big bowl, as much as I wanted. Let that settle down. Then I had white rice with this Mexican salsa, oil-free. And then let that settle down and went to bed. And woke up this morning, had water. With that, I had probably calorie-wise, probably about 100 grams of sugar in total. By the time waking up at 6 to the start of the race at 8, about 100 grams of refined sugar there. And then boom, did a warm-up, like a little 2-minute warm-up jog. Got there a little bit late. That's much if I don't get there late, it's not really how I never do up on time. So I didn't have minimal warm-up, and literally I was taking my tracksuit off 1 minute before the start. Like, that's how on the fine line it was. Friend Wendy's like, Harley, you left it a bit last minute, and I'm just like, that's me, Wendy, that's me. So yeah, and that's a cool thing as well. I wasn't even like frizzled that they're doing the 30-second countdown. I wasn't even frizzled about that I hadn't even had my shoes on. I had to take tracksuits off. I wasn't frizzled. I wasn't like hyperventilating. I wasn't losing any energy. Just cool like a cucumber. And I literally then I stood up, jogged over to the start line, and then like, go, And I started from the dead back of the pack and had to go through 70 people to get up the front, and then sat with the first guy for the first maybe 10 minutes. And then, my cardio was all right, but my legs and my back were just like cranking. Then we hit the first hill. Oh, my back was like, damn, it was crazy. But no, it was just good to get out there, get the fresh air. No excuses, just did it. Got third. If I got third or dead last, wouldn't matter. It's about getting out there, finishing, and getting some results, some fitness results, and fresh air, and just time in nature. And on the painkillers, I did take painkillers today, but at the same time, I didn't take so much that I couldn't feel any pain. Like, I ran with pain, but back pain's a funny one. Like, it's, I won't get into it too much, but the pain you want to avoid is any sharp pain of like, of your knees and things like that, or your tendons or your Achilles. Like, if you've got a sore Achilles or a sore knee, then you should stop. You should pull out. All right, like, that's just, especially in running as well. Like, that's how you damage your ACL. It's like how you rupture your Achilles tendon. So there's like, there's things that you learn. I'm age 43, so I know what I can and can't handle. But if in doubt, pull out. Like, I don't pull out during sex, but I definitely pull out if I've got, chance of increased injury or whatever. So, but I'm still learning with back injuries as well. This is something new to me. I've never had a back injury before like this. So, but that's how we roll. What else can we say? And then after the race, smashed about 750 mils of water, and then smashed all those oranges, and I was peeing clear within like 15, 20 minutes of finishing the race. So that's a really good sign to be hydrated. Piss and clear. And I love all these people out there, these keyboard warriors, like, oh, yeah. And it's like, well, where were you today? I got my Adelaide keyboard warriors. Like, where were you today, guys? Where were you? I I didn't see us out there. Where were the keyboard warriors? Durianrider protocol's no good. Where were you guys on the race, you know? So it was quite hilarious, you know, over the last, 20 years or 19 years being a vegan athlete on the sugars and that, and having the critics out there, but like none of them actually come to a race day and introduce themselves. Say, Harley, I think you're a douche. I'm going to beat you today. My nutrition program's better than yours. But that's never ever happened in 19 years of competitive vegan athletics. So it hasn't happened. You get these critics out there, making these videos or whatever. Sugar's bad, but it's like they don't have any fitness at all. Literally, they get them on a treadmill and they gas out in the first 30 seconds. So why would you listen to them? Or these people who run on heaps of caffeine, like the times I have caffeine in a year is like, I can probably count on my hands and feet per year. Like I literally have in a year a dose of caffeine that some people have in a day. That's sad. That's very sad that people would do that. My yearly dose or 2-day dose they have my 1 year dose they have in 1 or 2 days, or let's say a week even. Like that's sad. How much stimulant abuse is out there. And these are the people who have a lot of mental health issues and they're yo-yo dieting and they're just scared to eat. I get to eat as much as I want. My belly's always full in the evening. Maybe not for a running race, have a bit of sugar and water. But after meals, my belly is always full and satiated. I never push the plate away thinking, I could eat more, I want to eat more, but I can't, I'm not allowed to. Every time I eat as much as I want. How's that for quality? And I eat foods that other people might say, that's boring, that's bland, but food for me is fuel. And there's enjoyment as well. I do love tasty food, especially tasty fruit. But yeah, that's the insights there. It's so much eating disorders in running. So, man, it pains me. Most runners run for weight loss. Right? They're not interested in performance benefits. They just want to get skinnier. And you can tell that because you talked about hemoglobin and stuff like that. Some of the runners out there, well, they've got injuries and it's like, you ride the bike for cross training, you get fitter. And they're not that interested. It's quite interesting. Quite interesting, that. But yeah. That's what you observe when you've coached thousands of people over the last 20 odd years. You work out that weight loss is definitely a big one for a lot of people, and that's fair enough. But go in it in a healthy manner, and don't let it ruin your life or destroy your life or determine your life. For me, I just like feeling good, and I always feel good the rest of the day after a good hit out like that. Like you just feel, like I had a good sleep, come home, had a good nap. And just relax and just feel quite content right now. And that's another thing as well with stimulants. If you hardly ever use them, when you do use them, they give you a bit extra kick. So again, the amount of stimulants I took today, maybe 50 to 100 mils of caffeine, but maybe it's even less than that. It's like it was enough to give me a buzz, but at the same time I still could have a sleep afterwards. Whereas if you have caffeine after your event, then you don't have that recovery properly, and then you can't sleep later that night, and then your recovery is going down. Then you're losing fitness, right? So your stims have a place in cold weather. They do for me, but otherwise, it was like today was hot. There's no way I would have done innocent stims. It's just you're burning your kidneys, and your stims make you hotter. If it's already hot, like it can be a bit dangerous, a bit silly. But again, I run for health. I run for performance. I run for fun. I run to inspire the people to get out there and show people I'm not a born athlete. I'm not a natural athlete. That's natural athlete means many things today, but I'm not like genetically an athlete at all. I'm someone who's just a punter who's worked out like what's the best training, what's the best nutrition, what's the best sleep. These things, what's the best stuff. And I love to be transparent about what I put in my body or whatever. It feels good to do that. So yeah, if you want results like I'm getting, age 43, crushing it, man. 43, I ran 60 something K this year. It's as much as I want, like without any fear or anything of being obese or whatever and health issues. Like, man, that's just like I feel very, very blessed. Anyway, that's the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. We'll see you on the road. Leave some comments. It helps with the algorithm. Helps other people find it, and then you meet like-minded people. The more these videos get shared around, or get rated up in YouTube, then that benefits you. It doesn't really benefit me. Like, I'm living my life. I'm living my dream. But if you want to meet more people, you know, in your neighborhood, then get these messages out there, you know. That's like those times in Chiang Mai we had a mad community. It's just come down to people sharing my videos and then builds community. So if you want to meet like-minded people, leave comments, and you never know who you're going to meet in the comment section. All right, see you out there.